Hello people of the internet, this is Luke Moore back with another console anniversary video. So today is November 15th, 2021, which means it's the 20th anniversary of the Microsoft Xbox. This thing is big and heavy. Now, I was going to do a video like the Dreamcast anniversary video where I go out and buy one and have a little first impression with it. But if you remember in that video, I said, oh, all I need is an Xbox and then I'll have all the 6th generation home consoles. Well, that Christmas, which was 4 months later, I got one. So, awesome. But yeah, I never had an Xbox growing up. In fact, I didn't even know a single person who had one. It was all about the PS2 and GameCube where I grew up. And now that I own one and explored the game library, I think I know why. Because a lot of the exclusives were rated M, and also there's the Xbox Live service which introduced online gaming on a home console. And social media wasn't really a thing, so I don't think parents were comfortable with having their kids talking to strangers online. But yeah, so without further ado, let's take a look at the console itself. So as you can see, the system is freaking huge. The reason for it is because they basically took the parts of a PC and then crammed it into a console shell. So the disk drive, hard drive, power supply, it's all PC parts, so it's easy to repair if something goes bad. But the design's pretty cool. On the front, you got a giant X on it. So they took the name Xbox quite literally. But I do like this neon circle with the Xbox logo on it. On the front, you got the disk drive here. You got the eject button and the power button, which is very tiny. My assumption is because they expect you to take the disc out when you turn the power off, so when you're turning the system on, you're putting a game in it. So yeah, and this will light up 3 colors. It'll be green, and then if there's no video cables connected, it'll be yellow, and if there's a disc screen error, it'll be red. And then you got 4 control ports, which is labeled 1 through 4 instead of A through D, unlike the Dreamcast. On the side, you got these vents here. On the back, you got the power supply port, which is basically a 2-prong power cord, just like with the Dreamcast and other consoles. And then you got the video input output, which I don't know why it says both, because it's just the video goes outward. I don't know what will go in. And then you got the internet cable, which you can connect to the internet and use Xbox Live. But now that service is dead on this console, so it's basically worthless. And on the side, you got more vents, and there is damage here. I can really fix that. And on the bottom, it's just basic warranty stuff, warnings. And what I really love is that they tell you not to open your Xbox or mod it because it'll cause electroshock, or your warranty will go bad. But since this console is 2 decades old, it doesn't really matter. And so yeah, overall I really do like the design of the console. And now the controllers, the controller ports look like this, and they also have this breakaway thing, which I guess if you pull on the controller cord, it won't rip it out of the console, which may cause damage. But honestly, the controller wire is so freaking long, it really doesn't matter. And it's just one more piece to just make sure you don't lose. So that plugs in like so. Now, originally, Xbox were packed in with this, the Duke controller, which is really big, just like the console. And it's alright. I mean, it's not great, but it's not bad. It's like the analog sticks, this one feels okay, but this one doesn't really feel good because it's just like a little nub. And the D-pad, it's just a lump of plastic, but feels okay. You got a start and back button. You got this giant Xbox logo. Why? Then you got A, B, X, Y, and they're just really angled, really awkward, and also they're shaped awkward too. And you also got these black and white buttons, and you also got 2 triggers on each side. And then you got 2 slots for memory cards. But that's really pointless because the hard drive in it actually stores more data than a memory card. The only reason you would want those is to go to a friend's house. But yeah, but as you can tell, they really took inspiration of the Dreamcast controller because Microsoft worked with Sega on that console. But yeah, overall it's okay, but compared to the one they got in Japan, it's not that good. In fact, Microsoft found out that people were importing the Japanese controllers, so they thought, yeah, okay, let's just ship them with it all around the world. And this is it, the Controller S. And this is a much, much better controller. Just the analog sticks feel much better. They're the same size. The D-pad feels better. The start and back buttons are now clicky. The face buttons are better shaped and better angled. And black and white buttons. And the triggers. And the memory card slot. Now, one downfall with this one is that the black and white and the start and back buttons are in a more awkward spot, but overall it is a much better controller. If you're gonna get an original Xbox, get a Controller S. So yeah, that's basically it with the console. Now let's take a look at some games that I have. So the games come in these generic green DVD cases. You got the Xbox logo up top, and if it's an exclusive game, it says only for Xbox. And then you got the logo on top on the spine. And then on inside, you got instruction manual, and the disc has Xbox branding on the inner ring, on the front and the back. So, and yeah, a lot of the early games are brown. I don't know if it was always like that or that's due to age, but most of the games are reflective. So there's that. And then you got the Platinum Hits version, which comes in a silver case, and the Xbox banner is white. Now, I would say this is bad. I mean, I do wish they would have kept the cases green for these, but considering that the 360 games come in translucent green cases and the Kinect comes in purple, it's just not gonna look good on shelves when you alphabeticalize them, unless you separate them. Then it'll look decent. So yeah, let's take a look at the games now. I have 19 games for the consoles so far, so let's just breeze through them. So first up, I got Zurich, Beyond Good and Evil, Big Mother Truckers, which I bought solely because of the name, Crimson Skies, and as you can see, if it's compatible with Xbox Live, it will say that on top and on the spine. Dark Summit, Flat Out, Grabbed by the Ghoulies. Now, this is a game I saw the commercial for as a kid, and I thought, oh, that looks pretty cool, but it was for a console that we didn't have. But Now I do, and it's a pretty decent game. Grand Theft Auto 3, Halo Combat Evolved, Malice, Morrowind, The Elder Scrolls 3, Mortal Kombat Armageddon. Now, as you can see, it's in a reproduction case because I got this game loose. Narc, Oddworld Munch's Odyssey. This is the third game in the series. Raises Hell, Shenmue 2, Shrek, because why not? Star Wars Knight of the Old Republic, and finally Ultra Bust-A-Move. So yeah, so those are the games. So yeah, that's basically it. Now let's see the console in action. Okay, so when you turn on the console, you see that, which is pretty cool. Obviously I'm not going to show a game, but I'm going to show you all the stuff in the menus. So first of all is memory, which just shows all the saves you have and all the games onto the hardware. And what's really nice is that if you alphabetize your games, this really helps. Well, except for this, because Mortal Kombat, Morrowind, but it's because it's under MK, so it goes before MO. So it helps most of the time. So there's that, and music, which is just a CD player, so you can use it as that. And Xbox Live, you can sign into your account or make a new one, but so again, since it's not supported with the original, not going to bother with it. And then settings, which is clock, language, audio, and video. And as you can see, unlike the PS2, it's actually native widescreen. So turn it to normal. As you see, everything's all stretched out. So let's go back to widescreen. Everything looks okay. So that's really nice. I think it does stretch out a few games, but it's not really that bad. So get network settings, auto sign in, parental control. Here's the system info. And here's the thing, a lot of consoles, the clock battery can go bad to a point to where it leaks and messes up the motherboard. So you can check here to see which system you have if you don't want to open up your console. So right there. And yeah, that's basically it. So overall, the Xbox is a pretty cool console. It's probably my favorite next to the GameCube. But yeah, so happy 20th anniversary Xbox. Thank you guys so much for watching. Check out my Instagram, it's going to be in my channel description. And I'll see you in the next video whenever I make it. So, bye bye folks.